Good afternoon, my clean freaks. I just did a inspection video earlier where I wanted to show you guys what it entails to do an inspection for one of my properties. This is the largest property that I clean and manage. I do inspections for them. I manage their supply orders, things like that. I'm pretty much their eyes and ears, even though they are all local, and so it's owned by a mom and a bunch of her daughters. And 3 of the daughters, well, actually 2 out of the 5 are really involved, and they live quite close. And they have another Airbnb, which I also clean and inspect next door. So anyway, this property is like top tier. How I would do how I would manage a property if I had something this large. So they have a gardener, they have an exterior person that comes in the day that the client comes in to stay, that the guests come in to stay. They have an exterior person who's a great acquaintance of mine. She's great. I've known her as long as I've been cleaning this property. They have me and 2 other cleaners. We do inspections, so the day of, we walk through the property and we just make sure that everything was done properly, that everything was cleaned according to the checklist, and also because this property sends off linens, then we have to make sure to put away all of the linens. So it's the inspections are a lot less than what I make in a cleaning fee, obviously, but it's still a nice chunk of change for putting away laundry and making sure that the cleaner did their job. So I went in today thinking it was going to be great. I'm just like, hey, good morning, guys. And I'm showing, the video of all of the things. And it turned out that it was not what I was expecting at all. I actually had to speed clean the entire place because I have another cleaning schedule today. And the inspection usually maximum takes me an hour and a half. And I mean maximum. That's because, I don't know, something came up or things were extra dirty or something. And then I just had to clean. But normally it takes me anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour. So I went in thinking I'll be good. And I even asked her if I could come in earlier because normally inspections are from 1 to 3. I had to reposition my phone, sorry. So I requested to come in a little bit earlier. Normally they're from 1 to 3. I requested to come in at 8 so that I could go do this other job. And since it's an inspection, she never minds. It's an inspection, it's not a cleaning. Cleanings are normally from 10 a.m. till 3 because the guest checks out at 10 and then the next one checks in at 3. So if it's a same day arrival. Anywho, I ended up having to clean this entire house. Besides, on top of putting away all of the laundry, I had to resweep the floors, mop the floors. I had to wipe down the counters. I had to clean the refrigerator, the Keurig machine, fix all of the glassware, put in paper towels, put in toilet paper under the sinks, the refills, the extras, put in trash bags. I mean, it was an entire cleaning session, and it was quite the thing. So I did request my hosts, because there's a couple of them that manage it, to please pay me my cleaning fee today because I had to re-clean the entire house. So the exterior girl, I'm just gonna name her the exterior girl, she's also one of the cleaners, a backup cleaner, but she doesn't normally do cleans. She just does the exterior. So she takes care of the grill, the patio. It's a lake house, so all of the chairs, the fire pit, she has to go down, make sure the dock is lifted, that there's no debris out there, that there's no trash, get rid of the ashes from the grill, clean the grill. The exterior girl calls me in the middle of the cleaning. I'm flustered. I'm mopping and trying to get out trying to finish up the last bathroom, and she's like, hey, did you clean? Were you the one that cleaned last? And I was like, no ma'am, I'm actually re-cleaning the entire house. I'm telling her the whole drama. And she's like, yeah, I went last night because I think, today it was going to rain, and she does exterior. So I went last night to clean the grill, and it was so bad. She was like, I was just thinking there's no way it could have been you. Mind you, like, they know my cleaning. I don't want to toot my own horn here, but like, I am the lead cleaner in this property for a reason. And it's, it's like a hotel. An Airbnb is like a hotel, and I think the worst thing that you can do is go into a hotel. Like, a worst thing you could experience is going into a hotel and you find hair on your bed, or you find debris on the floor, or you know what I'm saying? Like, I think there's nothing grosser than going into a hotel and knowing that you just want to like relax and go to sleep and have a good time, and instead you're dealing with like a really disgusting hotel room, So I'm trying to fix my other mount to have you on my AC right now. I hope the noise doesn't bother you. But anyway, so I clean my home. I take pride in it, and I clean for super hosts. I'm very picky about the hosts that I host. Like I said, I've never been dropped by a host, but I have dropped hosts because of their whatever reason. We could go into that in a different video. The point is, guys, if you are a cleaner and you're just starting out in this business, or you've been in this business for a long time and you're tired, the checklists, I still read my checklists when I'm done cleaning. I go over everything on my checklist on Turno, or on my checklist on the Google Doc, whatever the host has in place for me. And I reread everything because I want to make sure that I didn't forget anything. And sometimes there is, like, it'll be like, oh crap, I forgot like the fly strips on the walls. Oh gosh, I forgot to replace the batteries on the carbon monoxide sensors, or things like that, you know what I mean, that you're not thinking about when you're just cleaning the basic stuff. Looking behind furniture and wiping things down, making sure you get under the beds. And I get under the beds with a Swiffer mop, the extra large one, and I put a Swiffer head on there, and I just kind of like go over and take out all of the dirt, because there's a lot of hair and bugs and debris that just builds up there. And so you have to look at these things. You have to look behind the toilets and make sure that there's no hair and debris behind the toilets. So yeah, I had to, like, you have to kind of be detail oriented so that you could ensure that your client gets a 5-star in the cleaning, and that your reputation remains unblemished, and that's hard as a cleaner. And I think that it's so difficult in this industry because there's so many people willing to do the work for so little, and they're not even that good. I've gone to many jobs. This is where I've had to drop hosts because their cleaners don't really clean. They just kind of like wipe down the counters and the toilets and the mirrors, and then maybe sweep, but then the corners are full of stuff. The floors have gunky things on them, and so you know what I'm saying, like, and I'm like, hey, this has to be done, and we have to follow the checklist. The checklist wasn't followed, etc., etc., and the host will not do anything about it because they're paying. Let's say for like one example was like a 5-bedroom home, and my bid came up in the 5-bedroom home bids. Like, I was the highest bidder, and she took me as an emergency. She took me in as a backup cleaner as an emergency. When I went to this place, I was like, oh my gosh, the entire house needs like a deep clean. And when I looked on Airbnb, they had some issues with their cleaning. So I brought it up, I was like, hey, like, none of these things were done. The house was kind of dirty, etc., etc., and they didn't do anything about it over and over. And so I will not continue to clean for people who refuse Oh, and then I found out that the cleaners that they did have were like charging like 80, 90 bucks for a 5-bedroom. I'm like, no. So of course you're gonna get your money's worth. You know, people are gonna pay. People are gonna clean as you pay them. And so I am a little pricier than everybody else, I think, in my area, but I believe that I am worth every penny because I get the things that others don't. And so I think that if you want to be an amazing cleaner and have a lot of work given to you, be trusted by your hosts, and continue to be able to request higher fees, then you need to be set apart from everybody else. You know what I mean? You can't clean like everybody else because you're gonna have to differentiate. Like, does that make sense? Like, what is the word I'm looking for? You got to be a better cleaner than everybody else. You got to be worth the fee that you're requiring. So that is the confession of the housekeeper today for all my fellow clean freaks out there who are maybe looking to better themselves, looking for tips. I'm not saying go and deep clean every single time, but I kind of deep clean every single time because that's just the way I'm wired. And so because I'm going to give you a top tier white glove cleaning, I'm going to require a top tier white glove cleaning fee. So I just want to put that out there and encourage you guys to not settle for smaller fees and don't settle for crappy hosts that don't respect you and don't pay you what you're worth. Morning. I'm here to do an inspection today. This is the only property that I do an inspection for because it's such a big home. We have a laundry service that does the linens here. We have a gardener. We have an outside person because it's a lake house that takes care of the barbecue, the fishing poles, all of the things that are outside. So I wanted to show you in case you also have inspections with your Airbnb. Every inspection is going to change and it's going to be different according to the owner. So I just walked in and it's really dark in here, so I had to turn on the lights, but it's a very cloudy day today in Texas. As soon as I walk in, there are my linens. And I'm responsible to put away all of these linens. There are 9 beds, a pull-out bed in the couch, and an extra mattress as well. So this house sleeps, I think, like 20 people or 26. I don't know. It's a ridiculous number. It's a lot of beds. But one of the first things that I do is open the shades. When we clean, we are supposed to leave the house, all the blinds closed and all the lights off, the AC on 75, unless you have a same day arrival. So one of the things I do is open the shades and just kind of look and make sure that there's no like debris and it's clean. Okay. And the house is quite dark today because it's cloudy. All right, another thing that we do as an inspection or an inspector is change out these little bug strips. And this is a lake house. There are bugs galore. I'm not quite sure why the cleaner put them on this specific window. Take them out because they should be fresh. As soon as I leave, I have to change these out and make sure that they have clean and clear bug strips. And no, I'm not touching the bug. So I'm gonna walk you to the kitchen. They have ordered a ton of things from Amazon. Most of these are usually like supplies and things that we are running low on. This would have come like last night or would have came today or would have come the day before yesterday. And the owners do not put this stuff away. They leave it for the inspection. I do get to work with this view though. I love it. Another area that I walk in or that I fix is the front. And the front just has like all of our welcome flyers, what to do in Texas, stuff like that. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of just organize this because it looks crazy. And the cleaner is responsible for this. This specific cleaner I clean up after. I hate to throw shade on people, but she's not the most detail oriented. And so we have to, the inspections, the owners really trust me for these inspections to make sure that things are done properly. Because like I said, it's usually there's something going on that she missed. I walk around, I make sure there's no debris on the floor, on the carpets. There's nothing on the couch. The couch is cleaned and tidy. There are no crumbs. And the carpet looks vacuumed up. Make sure this house has tons of games, so just make sure that everything actually has a part and that there are no missing pieces. If there are, then we have to take it out. Just make sure things are dust free. So as you can see, I've got a couple things to put away. I have all the lights to turn on for the moment because we do not leave the lights on for the guest. We only have stage lights that we do. But I am going to turn on all the lights because it helps me see. And I do see that the floor has, I know you can't see it through here, but maybe you can see this. There's a lot of mud that's been tracked in. There's a lot of little leaves and dirt on the floor. So I am going to have to re-sweep and mop the floors. So come with me. I'm going to go ahead and walk you through. I'm going to take one bag. Usually I take two. I have one hand today. So I will turn on the lights, set the AC. So this is another crazy thing that drives me nuts, is that she never puts things like the plan schematics online tells us to do. So we're supposed to make sure that this, hold on, this looks no good. Okay, and that's the way it's supposed to look. Gotta make sure that there is soap, shampoo, and body wash. So a little low on soap. Not too worried about it. That's not too bad. Another thing to make sure, she's missing a towel here. Got to make sure that we have enough soap in these bottles. Everything's actually clean. Looks fine. And that there's 4 toilet paper rolls. So I'm going to leave that open so when I walk by, I don't forget. Just like to flush it. Okay. Next room. And make sure that they have the towels that they need, that the bed is staged correctly. I open the windows. Make sure this is clean. Make sure there's 4. There's 4 in there. Trash is okay. Toilet looks clean. I'm just gonna flush it. And this doesn't go in there. Next room. I'm sorry guys that I'm like making things a little dizzy here, but it's got to have 2 towels and 2 hand towels. She always sets up extra ones. So I've got to take those out. Open the window. And it's a beautiful day. So I'm going to just set this down. I will say it's completely irritating for me personally to have to pick up after her. And it doesn't matter how many times we've told this particular cleaner to follow the schematics. She doesn't. Just make sure that it's not all wobbly. The window is clean. The couch pillows are not working out. If you hear that rustling, I'm sorry. I think it's my hair rubbing on the microphone. Make sure that the glass is wiped down. And it's kind of not. It's kind of has a, you can't tell, but it's a little muggy. A little dark. Like she cleaned with a dirty rag. So I'm going to go ahead and set this here just because it's going to look a little better than in the corner where she had it. Another thing we have to do is make sure that things are dusted and they are cleaned and not wobbly like that. So it looks fine. Gotta clean this. Come in with a roller. It's quite dirty. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean that up. So I'm glad I'm here early today because I have another cleaning scheduled. There should be 4 popcorn thingies in here. And I'm missing the make sure that that's clean. Popcorn machine looks clean. And make sure the glass is clean. And the floors. So I definitely need to clean that up. I'm just going to continue turning on lights. This is another bedroom. This is the game room. Make sure that they have beds are made, towels are in place. I just like to open up all the windows and freshen up the place. Well, we have to, but especially when it's so dark out. Okay. Normally the laundry room here stays closed up, but I do want to make sure it's intact. Okay, so this is my supply closet and my linen closet. And there's the laundry I gotta still put away. And the bed looks fine. I do like to spruce it up a little bit and just kind of see how wrinkly it looks. Now these pillows are not supposed to go there. We have a schematics. We have a whole cleaning manual. A little buggy over here. Yeah. So I've got my work cut out for me today because I thought this was going to be a quick and easy inspection, but it looks like that doesn't go there either. Looks like I'm going to have to do a couple things. So these guys are supposed to go on top of the bathtub. We've got soap, but we're missing our makeup towel. That's a mess. I'm going to leave this open so I can remember to fix that. The tub goes open. Make sure there's no hair. I don't know what that is over there. Looks like bugs. Yep. I'll get those. I'm going to check these. This goes here, not here. Open the toilet, make sure it is cleaned. It is not. I think those were bugs. Okay. So this room needs some re-fixing. And now for the master bedroom. And the pillows are not correctly set up either. So it's taken me like a whole 10 minutes right now from what I see on my phone to inspect, just walk through. So literally just walking through, I could already see that this is going to take me at least an hour today. Where normally it takes me about an hour, but this will be taking me an hour of actual work. Coffee bar looks good. Keurig is cleaned. Floor's got debris on it. Looks like a Rice Krispies. And I don't do the outside. One of our helpers does the outside. And so she'll take care of the fire pit downstairs, which is right there. She'll take care of the dock. She'll take care of everything that has to do with barbecue, fishing poles. Look at the TV and just make sure there's no smudges or fingerprints. Like I said, the bed is incorrectly staged, but that's why we're here. You can see it's just so much brighter, like immediately. And I am going to turn on the fan because upstairs shares an AC with the mezzanine, the bedroom that we just walked. So it is kind of warm up here. Drop it 1 degree just while I'm here. It is a same day arrival today, so they will be arriving around 3 p.m. So I'm sure they will appreciate not coming into a hot box. Okay. There's a lot of debris today on the floors. And I've got to check that shampoo and conditioner. Not going to be able to take you guys to do everything with me because it'll take me forever. And that's supposed to go staged on the floor. Let's throw that in there. glass. It's okay. So an Airbnb should look like a hotel, you know? It shouldn't look messy. It should look like a hotel. That's the vibe of an Airbnb. And so when you leave toilet paper looking all messy like that, oh, I need that for downstairs. It just gives the wrong impression, I think. Just make sure that there's nothing in these drawers, and that they're not dirty. Some of these do have a little bit of debris in them, but I will have to do that when I'm done. Overall, it's okay. Floors are dirty. And so I come in here to get my keys. And I just go ahead and start opening up all of the supply closets. This goes in there. So she just left that in there. And I'm going to go ahead and start putting away the linens. And then I'm going to go ahead and start putting away the Amazon boxes, which is probably supplies and snacks and refills and toilet paper and stuff like that. So I will talk to you guys now.